Hello! Today I'm feeling guided to do a video. I hope the sound is fine because I don't have my mic with me, but let's see. If not, I will record it again. So, the journey of the soul and having a human experience. Life is so beautiful. Life is amazing when we manage to let it go and surrender fully to it, because this is how it's supposed to be, us coming into this human experience and living, surrendering to life and letting life teach us and take us through. But unfortunately, what it happens is that our ego kicks in and we start to identify so much with the separation, with the individualization, and we think that we are our mind and our emotions and our body, and we totally forget about our soul. So the kids, one just passed by, that's why they are closer to the divine, because they are still remembering their true essence. But as we grow older, we forget. So the inner journey is the journey of coming back home, coming back to ourselves, coming back to the unity consciousness, remembering our soul and who we truly are. And actually, this is the greatest journey of our lives. And what we should do is just to follow the healing, just to follow the healing journey of healing, of letting it go, feel it, feel the pain and transmute it through alchemy, letting it go and surrender to the divine will. Because when we surrender to the divine will, we surrender to our higher self, to our soul, that it's always in union with the divine, and we can let life to work through us, to be an empty vessel for it to manifest. And this is the greatest manifestation of all. The paradox of manifestation, it's surrender, total surrender to the divine will. And all the mystics, they spoke about it. Everyone that had the inner journey came to this realization, to this truth. The issue, it's when we look at it with our ego eyes and not with the soul eyes, because all the teachings, they are true and lies at the same time, the paradox. Because when you look at them with the ego, you transform them into doctrine, into rules, and you cannot grasp. It's a rat chase, it's a labyrinth. You cannot understand them and get to the core of them. And they should be felt, they should be read with the soul, with an open heart, so you can understand the wisdom of them, the meaning, the metaphor, because all the teachings are metaphors of the inner journey that should be experienced. Yeah, you cannot read about them with your mind and understand them. It's like reading the books to become a doctor, but never practicing to be one. How you can make a surgery just by reading a book? You need to practice, like in all the fields is the practice. So the same with the spirituality, with the inner journey and the inner healing, it should be practiced. So the easiest practice, and that it's available to absolutely everyone on this planet, it's prayer. When we can pray, when we can kneel down and be humble, we surrender the ego. We let go of the ego and we surrender to the divine, because the ego, it's similar with an AI. It doesn't know surrender, it doesn't know the love, the feeling. It's like a program, programmed for survival. That's why in our world, in our days, we can see so many people, and not only people, the systems, everything is created on survival. And that's not the way. It should be on grounding, on the soul manifestation. We should be from the soul, from an open heart. Yeah, the root chakra, the survival, the ego chakra, it should be transmuted and healed into grounding. You can ground by, there are so many grounding techniques. The best way, it's what I'm doing today. Go in nature, sit down, sit with your bare foot on earth, go into the water, connect with Mother Gaia, connect with the divine feminine, and she will ground you into this physical reality. And then we have the second chakra, the sacral chakra, which is the divine creation, is the creativity. And so many people on the earth, they are using it for desire, for sexual desires. They confuse because it's so powerful, that energy, because it's the creative energy, that they don't know how to transmute it anymore. When you don't waste it, when you save your energy, because it's the intimate partners, they affect your energy so much. When you are intimate with someone, you exchange as well energies and traumas and beliefs and so much, and you release it in outside of you. But when you learn how to hold it in and to transmute it into creativity, you will have a huge burst of creativity in your life, of drive, of new ideas, of new ways of doing things, in a creative way that you never expected, you never thought about it. And then we have the solar plexus, which is the ego seat, where all the emotions and the traumas are stored, the suffering, which it's an illusion. Like life, when you surrender to life, you are aware of the pain. Pain, it's part of life. That's wholeness. But suffering, it's a choice. Choosing to sit in that pain and to suffer for years, it's an ego choice. Because the soul knows how to alchemize, how to be an alchemist, to transmute those energies, that pain, into heal it and to release it and to transmute it into love. So that's the hardest emotional healing that the soul, that the human should do. And that's why so many people are running from it, yeah, because the saying, feel it to heal it, it's so true. It has so many deep meanings and truths. So the way to heal is to feel, to allow yourself to grieve, to allow yourself to accept yourself, to have unconditional love and acceptance for yourself, to realize that you are perfectly imperfect, wabi-sabi. It's a Japanese teaching of wabi-sabi, of imperfectly being perfect, of having a broken pottery and putting it back together with gold. You take your pieces, you broke, but that's when you break, when you feel that that's it, that you are broken, it's your ego death. That's the true meaning of die before you die. All the teachings, Rumi spoke a lot about it, and all Jesus, that was the metaphor of the crucifixion. Die before you die. Like the death is not the end, it's the death of the ego, that the soul is eternal. The energy, it's eternal. The soul, it's created forever and forever. It cannot be destroyed, ever. So to die before you die, and then you can come back to yourself, to the soul. And then the heart chakra, of having an open heart, of unconditional love, of seeing love in all the creation, in yourself, in others, in nature, in everything, in your inner self. And having unconditional love for self, it's because as well this is a little bit misunderstood in our days. Lots of people, everyone speaks about self-love, and they unfortunately do it from an ego based. I will go to the salon. I will go in this holiday. I will go to this expensive restaurant. I will buy myself this expensive bag because I love myself. That's ego. That's the trick of, because you go into, when you start the journey, when you start to read about the teachings, this is what I said, that it's important to read them with your heart, with your soul, not with your mind, with the ego, because the ego can get spiritualized. You can have a spiritual ego, that it's, I'm so spiritual, I'm so holy, we can see it unfortunately in the world, I'm so religious, I go to the church every Sunday, I do that, I'm so holy, not like others. Look of those sinners, look, that's so judgmental, and that's so in the ego, unfortunately. So self-love, it's love for yourself in others and others. It's oneness, because we are all one. It's the sacred unity. It's the Holy Trinity of the Divine Father, Mother, and Son, Daughter. The soul, it's androgyne, it doesn't have gender. So it's unity, yeah? Jesus never said that he is God. He said, me and God are oneness, because he removed all the ego layers and he went into this soul. The soul is always in unity with the divine. So love for self, it's automatically love for the whole world. Love for God, love for the divine, love for yourself, and for the whole world. They are interconnected. It's perfect unity. So that's a sign to know if you really have unconditional love for yourself and others. Love forgives. You can see the way you treat yourself, because the outer world, it's a mirror and a reflection of your inner world. So when someone is doing to you something, you can look within and say, what within me created that? What within me asked for that experience? It's maybe you punish yourself, you criticize yourself. So people outside of you, they come and they criticize you to show you, yeah? So unconditional love for self and others, it's seeing in you how you can be more loving, and at the same time how you can see in others as well their pains, and that the way they behave is not necessarily because of what you did to them, but it's their own pains as well, and to have compassion for them, but in the same time to know how to be assertive, how to draw the line in the sand and say, wait a second, I understand that you are in pain, and I love you and I have compassion for you, but I create the space to let you heal, and not to project it into me, yeah, and not to let it to go deep into yourself, into you, and to let them to hurt you. Yeah, it's a paradox, and it's, you know, when you are in heart centered, you see these things. They come natural, and it's easy to understand them. Then we have the throat, your voice, your ability to speak your truth, but to speak your truth from your heart in a genuine way, and to honor yourself, of being authentic and true to yourself, and to speak your truth with kindness, without hurting others, and without projecting on them anger and hate, and but in the same time to know how to say, okay, I understand you, but for me it's not working that. You can do whatever you want, you can go for it, but me, I want to experience something else. Yes, you do it in a natural and genuine and authentic way. And then is the third eye, your clarity, your discernment, to know what is okay with you and what is not, what is good and what is bad, but not in the duality thing, just in a personal way of like going to an all-inclusive restaurant and having all those options and say, okay, I like that, but that I don't like it, this is okay for me, this is not, having the discernment, seeing the clarity with people, the energy, reading the energy, not what they say, not what they do, but their energy. Yeah, not to project on them your own insecurities and fears and projections of the ego, the mind, the programs, just taking a program and projecting on them on the autopilot. No, you can be present. Eckhart Tolle in the New World speaks so beautiful about it. You can be present in neutral, like you've seen that person for the first time in your life, without projecting the past or creating the future, just being in your beingness and having clarity to see. And then the crown chakra, where you are open, where you are connected with the divine, when you are connected with God, to be an empty vessel, to be a vessel where the divine energy can enter in you and sit and co-create with you and have the connection with your soul, being a soul, having a human experience, and using the amazing tools of the material of the body to navigate through life, knowing your body, your mind, and your emotions, how they work and how to use them. Yeah, it's like in Avatar, the movie Avatar. Yeah, you go into the avatar, but it's your soul, and you use the tools, because the body, the mind, and the emotions, they don't have they're like small kids that you are the one teaching them. The soul is teaching them, but because we forgot it, so we are so far from our soul connection. That's why it's so important to surrender to the divine. Yeah, it's like surrendering to the divine and praying to it, and always when you want something, in the end to say, and if it's God will, my life, God, I give it to you. It's your will, not mine. Why? Because you might be in ego, and the ego wants, when you want something really bad, that's the ego, because the soul, it's patient, the soul knows everything, the soul is always connected with the divine. So it's so important to surrender to the divine. It's like the meaning of surrendering to the divine will and saying, may God be your will. It's as you trust your GPS when you go to an unknown road, yeah, in an unknown place, and you don't know the direction. You put the address in your GPS and you trust that your GPS will take you there. That's the same. Our soul comes into this human experience on planet Earth in this body, and we forget who we are, the veil of forgetfulness. And then we trust God. That's the agreement before. That's the whole idea before incarnated and coming into Earth. We trust that the divine will guide us. It will be our GPS to guide us through life. And when we are able to truly surrender to that, true magic will happen in our lives. True blessings, true happiness and abundance and fulfillment that is natural. It's not from I want that, I need that. It's not from gratification. It's not from ego. It's not to prove something. I need it for my needs on the human experience, yeah? Because we have the material needs of having a place to sleep, of having food, of having water to shower, and gratefulness. We are magical. Your body, it's magic. With all the science and the technology in our days, we still don't know how the body really works. They don't know. They cannot create life. It's so easy to take a life, but to create a new one, that's magical. That's the creation. The sacred chakra, the divine feminine, has the power in her sacral chakra, and the divine masculine in his heart, opening his heart. And it's a beautiful circle of giving and receiving from one to another, of creation. Love always, always multiplies. It never divides, never divides. It's always multiplying. It's always more than enough for everyone. Look at the nature. The sun shines. My grandma used to say this, God bless her. She would always pray for the whole planet and the whole humanity, because she was saying like, the sun comes every day for every soul, for everyone. It's enough. So much water, so much abundance, so much, the fruits, like everything. We should bring the matter to holiness. We should create communities. We should create abundance as well in collaboration with Mother Nature. Of gardens, all the cultures as well, they have this connection of gardening, of taking care of the household and of the surroundings around, of creating, of having the blessings, of having patience. When you plant a flower, you wait, you nurture it, you give the right environment for it to grow, you water it, it has the right sun, the right temperature, and you have patience for it to grow. So it's the same. He's so cute, he's playing around. So you have the patience for it to bloom. It's the same with your inner journey. Have patience with yourself and don't ever give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on this journey. I know it's difficult sometimes. I know it's painful. I know I've been through it all. In order to be able to speak about it and to share it, I've done it all. I've been to the depths of hell and to the heights of the heavens. I navigate all the stages of consciousness, and I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It's not easy. It's not an easy journey, like the saying is not for the faint-hearted. But if you feel the calling inside of you, that means that it's for you, that it's your time, because every soul has its divine timing. And that's as well, when you understand this, it will be easier to have compassion for the world, to have compassion for the ones that they are still in the sleeping mode, because it will come, their time will come as well. As again, like the nature, all the flowers, they have their meaning, the plants, the trees, and not all of them, they bloom in the same time. Everyone has its time, and only God knows the divine timing. It's when you surrender to the divine timing, magic will happen in your life. And I know it's not easy, again, because I'm the type of person that when I want something, I want it now or yesterday. So that's why it's important to go into the prayer, to ground, to connect, to trust. That's true faith. To trust, say, okay, now I would like to have this, but I trust in God. I trust in the divine. Help me, ask for help, because we have the free will. And God wants us to be best friends. Love never forces. Love never forces you to do anything. It's patience and waits for when you are ready, just for you. That's why they say, you do a step and God 1,000. Just for you, say, okay, I need help. Okay, I think something is not working right. Okay, and then let it unfollow and follow it. So yes, and then the inner union, you go, when you surrender and you heal, you just need to heal, to remove the layers that they are, all the negativity that it's buried on top of your soul, unbury your soul, because that's all you need to do. And when you get to your soul and you listen to your soul, that's it. And the more you go towards the light, the shadows are disappearing. The negative energies, the entities, all the negativity and the shadow and the trauma and the fear and the pain, the suffering and the wounds and the grief and the guilt and shame, and they disappear. They start to, the more you So that's why it's important as well. That's why prayer is so important. The more you ask to go closer to the divine, the closer you get to the light, the shadow disappears. The light does not have shadow. The candle, the fire. Yeah, if you light a candle and you put it against the wall, it's the only thing that doesn't have shadow. When you go close to the light, the shadow disappears. And your life will become better. And it is a journey. But it's so worth it. It's when you in the beginning, I have a video about spiritual awakenings and the dark night of the soul, which is actually the dark night of the ego, when the ego fights back. It's difficult, but once you pass through that, through the valley of the shadows, that should get you closer to the divine. That again, closer you get to the divine, it easier it gets. It helps you, you get the support of all the heaven. Then you see it's worth it. Of course you will have moments in your life. Of course, all of us, even me, like again, I'm not perfect. I'm imperfectly perfect. And I learn how to accept myself the way I am. And yes, I do mistakes. And yes, I have days when I'm like angry. And I have all these emotions coming out and I'm like, come on, it's not done already. But then I remember, wait, okay, like something like this magical happens and I get to a magical place where all my guides, the divine and the angels, they help me to process it, to come back to me. It's just, you go astray a bit and then, like, the meaning of the shepherd, getting back the hips, yeah? Okay, let me center again, okay, let me come back to myself, let me center back into my heart. Okay, let me connect back to my soul. Okay, let me process it and honor it. Yeah, don't blame yourself. Oh, that's again the ego. Oh, I should be holy now. I should be enlightened. I should be, I don't know how. No, you shouldn't be in any absolutely way. No, you should just be as you are being. Be, wholeness, all. Okay, what message? What message has this emotion? What message the anger that I felt today had for me? What it's in me that I need to release, or event, because life is happening. Yeah, I was supposed to have an appointment that was I expected, because I projected, I expected to turn differently, and it didn't. And of course, I get frustrated. But it is what it is, because again, divine timing. Because again, everything happens for a reason. Because I know that always everything is working out for me for my highest good. And I trust in that. I put my trust totally in my soul and my divine will, in the divine will, in God. I put my trust that everything is always working out for me for my highest good. And so it is. And believe it. Believe it with all your being. You know when you really believe it. You know. If you are honest with yourself, if you have an honest introspection, you know. And if you listen to it and you can see what barriers you have against it, what traumas there are. Like this, you can see the traumas and you can heal them. So, okay, beautiful souls, I think that should be it for today. Yeah, it just came out. So, loads of love and light and blessings, and may you always be on the perfect path for your soul journey, and the highest good to always happen to you. God bless you. Lots of love and light.